Q&A. I don't want to do that. I'll figure out how to do this. Give me one moment, y'all. Okay. I don't know how to do this. Okay, what's up, my spiritual gang, but love, namaste. You know I'm up in this bitch. I'm here to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. If you don't want to hear it, this ain't the channel for you. Backspace delete. Do what you gotta do, alright? Um, I did some downloads that I'm gonna discuss with y'all before we get into these messages. And I wrote them down. And I have so many downloads in my notes, but I never got to them. But we'll get to them, okay? So the first download I got is, are you a prophet or are you for profit? Right? And that's when like the morals are clashing with the wants. And when you envision when you watch these movies where the rich is bullying the poor, right? And you envision like this getting to this level of success that you always wanted. Some people become what they most despise when they were poor or when they were in lack. So I don't know, it's like don't forget the roots of where I do know. Don't forget the roots of where you came from to the point you overlook the principles and values that you built up to get to that point of success. It's that type of energy. Because when you envision that rich people sitting and the poor person, they downplay the poor person, pick on the poor person, just really look down on a person because of their financial status. And I don't know, then when they find out, I'm thinking like the short videos, and when they find out that they have this level of wealth, but they put that wealth to the side to sacrifice being a parent, sacrifice so many different things, whatever the sacrifice is, then they get respect for them because, okay, they got this sense of wealth, and the person turns out to be more wealthier than the other person that thought they were wealthy. It's that type of energy. So somebody here could be undergoing a test or underwent a test sometime this lifetime. Hi. Whereas like, does my morals compromise? Do I compromise my morals when my wants, getting my wants over my needs? I'm trying to think of how to break this down. Y'all, I got it all written down, but I don't want to read my stuff no for no. I want to get deeper into it. Don't lose focus or sell yourself short for an illusion. When you think of like material wealth, it starts with the spirit. The spirit is abundant, but you have some people that they don't do shadow work and tap into themselves. And I don't know, it's like it's a thin line between your wants and your needs being met and the wants that you need. And some people get their needs and then they want and want and want, but they forget to be grateful for the needs that they're getting, type of energy. So it's just this energy of anything built on faculty grounds will crash. So you could build the kingdom on faculty grounds, but it's like a person didn't even take a step back and check the deed, check who owned the land. It's that type of energy where, how am I trying to explain the spirit? Like, doing righteousness actions. Yeah, like, are you going to do the right thing when nobody's looking? Are you going to do the right thing when you don't have this level of success that you want? Or when you get to that level of success that you want, do you still do the right thing? Or does your morals slowly chip away? You ever meet a person that, okay, they're in a bind and then they overstep one moral, then they overstep another moral, and by the time you look up, you became everything that you despised. that you most despise, and your morals have sunken because of what you wanted. Hi, it's this type of energy. Thin line between doing right and going against moral compass to get needs. It's that type of energy, and then it's also the energy of, okay, when you think of like, I'm gonna use a personal experience. When I went through my homeless season, and I actually went to the shelter, my ego was telling me, okay, I've heard negative things about the shelter. This is not something I want to do. But my higher self was telling me this is a catalyst to grow, to expand, get a whole new perspective of things and how I analyze situations. And when I got in the situation, granted, there's bad and there's good in everything. So when I got to the shelter, okay, cool. I've met, I hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. Welcome to the Kitty Collective. When I met people um, in the shelter, it's either some run back to their abuser off the strength of they don't want to be in a bad situation. But my thing is, if you came to in a shelter to get away from abuse, right? That's where you get caught up in, okay, I want this certain lifestyle, I want these things, but it goes against my moral compass and why I left the situation to begin with. It's that type of energy. So it's like, at what is the thin line for you between, okay, or do you know what morals you stand for, what principles you stand for? And if it comes with a certain level of success, are you going to take the bait, or are you going to keep following through, knowing that if I walk in faith, what I believe in, okay? I don't entertain trolls. I just genuinely hope you heal and find you some happiness. Because trolls usually aren't at peace with themselves. I am not a Christian. Don't assume you look like the first three letters of the word. Um, it's, yes, that's what this is giving me. Don't sell yourself short for something that you envision for yourself, and you overlook the needs that you've been given in your life. People can tend to be ungrateful because they don't have their wants, but their needs are met. And then you start to forget, like, okay, I can manifest anything I want, but depending on the vibration that you're on, the level that you're on, some people stress and invite in more situations that's going to make them feel that emotion. So if I'm in anxiety, shame, grief, I'm telling that vibration, I'm telling that spirit of grief, you know what, I do need your support here, so you know what, give me more of it. And you ever stress and then more stressful situations occur, it's this type of energy. So needs come before wants. Don't sell yourself short thinking you can't manifest wants. Stand for something, don't fall for anything. Like I said, it's just that energy of like, if if I get everything I need, but if it comes to the point where I want, do I compromise my boundaries, my morals, my principles, my values for these wants? If an opportunity comes through the door, but I know it goes against everything I stand for, will I compromise this part of me, my integrity, my soul, to get my wants? It's that type of energy. You don't even look like you shelter, because may God continue to bless you. Thank you. Thank you. All is well, and I return the energy back to you. So it's just this energy of like, when you see poor coming to rich status, and I'm not talking about everybody, because some people actually get that money and they go back and give to their community because they know how it feels to walk in those shoes. You went through that storm to know how it feels, not become what you despise, you know. Oh, okay, I guess just put the fries in the bag. You gotta clock in at 3 in the morning. Huh? Anyways, and then you have that certain caliber of people that come into this level of success, right? And they look down on the poor as if they were not there. It's that energy of like talking about something as if you don't live in a glass house, as if you didn't walk that storm yourself. So if anything, you would think that that person would have more sympathy. And then it's a difference between the person that comes from a family of old money and wealth and they despise the poor. But then if they get in a position where they're poor, they get more humanity because it's like they went backwards versus going forwards because of their mentality. But what I'm focusing on is the person that knows how it feels to come from the slumps, knows how it feels to come from the trenches, knows how it feels to come from, just a poor lifestyle or middle class lifestyle. And then you come into this level of success. But it's like, did you compromise your morals, your principles, your values, everything you stood for to get to this level of success? Or did you continue to do righteousness things even when nobody was looking, even when nobody's seeing? And just walking in faith and knowing, okay, my faith is going to get me to this point. I have faith when things are going good, but not only when things are going good, when things are going bad in my life. It's this type of energy. Okay, that was really, it wasn't even triggering. It just shows your level of lack of intelligence, of projections. Because first of all, I don't do drugs. Let's get that clear. And I don't gamble. I don't drink. So let's get that clear. If you cannot comprehend a person's level of emotional intelligence, I would just leave my comments to myself because it shows your lack of healing, your lack of shadow work, and it shows how much you project on other people to avoid taking accountability for yourself. So, I mean, like, at the end of the day, you can say what you say, but don't project it onto me. I don't hold that energy. Reverse it back to you. Don't project onto me. Do not. It's just that energy. Like, at the end of the day, granted, other people, everybody goes through something. But for you to try to post judgment on other people and you're assuming, and the first three letters of that word is ass, you're making yourself look like an ass because you don't know me as an individual type of energy, and you just keep trolling. I'm ignoring you because I don't entertain trolls. But you know what, let me teach you something about yourself. It's this type of energy of you put other people down because you're really insecure about something. So you have no other time in the world to do but go out and troll random people you don't know. That's your energy. And it's sad because at the end of the day, I really hope you find some peace. I really hope you heal so then you don't go out and try to bring misery to other people because you're sitting in the misery party and you want other people to join that. It's that type of energy. I really hope you heal. I do. I really do. And you are probably the person that'll break under pressure or break under a person trolling you. You would be that individual. You would. See, the person that throw the stone usually can't take the stone that they thrown. But they cast stones and cast stones and cast stones. It's the bullying scenario. So I'm gonna wrap it up when it comes to that, but I really hope you find you some peace. So then you don't go around in the world and try to disturb other people's peace because you're not at peace internally. I really do. Other than that, that was the downloads that I had, you guys. Or somebody's going to come into this level of success they've been longing for, that they've been manifesting, right? But don't don't sell yourself short of what the vision or what, don't become what you despise when you become this level of wealthy that you've been longing for and manifesting and seeking. It's the choice for me. Dick, your life must be really sad. See, with trolls, you gotta read them the truth. That's the type of energy. Trolls live in this false reality where it's like, oh, if I project this onto you, that's your truth. But when you tell them their truth, they avoid accountability and they don't want to see the truth about themselves. So all they know to do is go out and project onto other people because they avoid accountability. Instead of me pointing the mirror back and saying, damn, half of the shit I project out is the shit I'm doing, they want to point the finger out to take the blow off of themselves and taking accountability off of themselves. Accountability is the word today. Period. Anyways, let's get into these messages, y'all. But that was the energy that I was definitely picking up on. And the truth hurts. The truth cuts like a sword. That's why so many people run from it and live in this false reality and create false narratives about other people to make themselves feel better about their life and themselves. When really you just gotta go in and do the work and learn to love yourself. And when you truly walking in that authentic energy of loving yourself, you do not have to shoot people down or make other people try to make other people feel insecure and bring them to your level of misery, I should say. When you authentically love yourself, it does not bring you joy to bring other people down. And I'm sorry if you had parents that bullied you and that's why you go out and bully people. It seems like you need to unbox some childhood trauma. All right, y'all, let's get into this. Let's get into this energy, y'all. But that was the downloads that I was really picking up on. So somebody could be coming into this level of success. But don't switch up when you get to the top. A lot of people love the hell out of you. Somebody feel like you fought a lot of demons and it still is continuing to. And if it's the last thing they do on this realm, they want to love you. They want to love the hell out of you. Or somebody here, you've been through hot water with a person and you didn't jump out when that bitch started boiling and a person look at you like, damn, like you fought your demons, you were fighting other people's demons, and I really want to love you because I identify you've been fighting all this shit on your own. It could be that energy as well. Haters is what we called them back in 90s, 20s trolls. Never heard of it. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't got haters, you ain't doing something right, right? Right? Right, y'all. Let's dive into what angels is around you all and you know what they're helping you guys with. Let's dive into that first. But I'm really picking up heavy on this energy of morals, values, principles. Somebody could have a clear line, a clear indicator of what those are, and somebody could be coming to terms of, damn, the old morals and principles and values I stood for are very outdated. And this new paradigm, this new me, this healed version of me, I can't take these morals, principles, and values here. This got me to this point of survival. It got me through. But in order to get it got me over it, but in order to get through it, I have to face it. I can't run from it. I can't go over it. Can't find loopholes around it. So with change comes change mentality, change perspective. You know, it's that type of energy. Or like I said, somebody is already at this point of I did the work, I developed my morals, I developed my principles, I developed my values. And when I come into this level of success, I know how it feels to not have. So I'm not going to change when I get to the top and have my wants versus my needs always being met. That could be for somebody. And I love that for whomever is on that timeline and whoever that is for. I love that for you. It's this energy testimony, test to money, confirmation. People think of testimony like, oh yeah, well, I just go around and I just share my testimony and it helps people. But a testimony with no healed work it's really no use. Because at the end of the day, if I didn't do the work, I could be walking you down the same rabbit hole of trauma I've never unpacked. So when I think of testimony, I think of, okay, I did the healing work. I unpacked a lot of things about myself to get to this point of success, to get to this point of helping other people through the storms that I've been through but healed. It's this type of energy. I was successful. My mom knocked me out when had everything I ever wanted and understood God had me deep on my Bible. Yes, I love that. And you know, it's just it's that energy, and that's what at least that's what I've been channeling. And before, oh, and another download I got, because before I got on live, my daughter, she tends to get in my shit, especially on my work table because it's so close to my bed, right? And she took one of my stands off of my little tripod thing that holds my phone up, and I'm like, dang, I'm finna flip this whole house upside down looking for the stand so I can channel these messages that I've been writing down and getting right. So I go out in the front room, I'm like, no, it's not here, okay? I go in her room, I'm like, it's not here. I'm looking in my room, I'm like, where the hell is the stand? Y'all, it was hidden in plain sight. It was in her laundry clothes that I just recently washed and I have to fold. And I'm going through and I'm like, okay, if it's not on the bed, if it's not, where could it be? I dig through the laundry basket, and the message I got from that is sometimes the things we're searching for and looking for is hidden in plain sight, and you just don't see it, you know? So that could be of significance to somebody too. Whereas like you were looking or longing for something that's hidden in plain sight, or that was hidden in plain sight, or that could be for somebody here. Whereas like you're trying to manifest something that's hidden in plain sight to you. Okay, what angels is surrounding the collective today pertaining their energy? I went through all of that. I love that. See, this message is for you. You know, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But it's not a personal, okay? All right, fertility and multiplicity. Didn't I just say it's this type of energy of you went through test to money. I went through all these hardships, granted, but I'm not meant to stay in lack all my life. I get visions, I get ideas to create, to generate generational wealth, to give things, to create something to pass down to further bloodlines. But if I never move my feet, I'll lose my seat. If I never move my feet, I'll never get to the point of where I build financial independence, um, financial literacy for furthermore bloodlines. It's this type of energy. If somebody is at this point, you're at your breaking point where, I don't know, it's like a timeline clashing. Poverty versus Poverty's clashing for you to come into fertility and multiplicity. Whereas like things are multiplied, blessings are pouring in, divine is raining down on you. When you think of rain, a lot of people think of rain and it's like it puts you to sleep. Some people got a saying, when it rains, it pours. It poured, but after the rain came the rainbow, correct? After the rain, there was flowers that sprouted because they needed that water. You get needs versus wants. They needed the water to grow. They need the sun to help them grow. So at the end of the day, yeah, it may be dark and gloomy when you're going through the rain, but when the sun come out, you gotta identify, I am the light, I am the sun in my situation. So how I view it, how I view the situations that I'm put in could really make an impact on if I get through or just get over it and survive it. You get what I'm saying? It's this type of energy of somebody is coming into this energy of anything you touch multiplies. You're very fertile. Fertile does not necessarily have to mean baby wise. Somebody could be expecting a baby, but fertile could also mean new creative ideas, new ways to earn income, new ways to, just branch off and spread what your testimony is. So it's this type of energy of this is my testimony. But when I get to this level of success that I've been reaching or longing for or climbing, building things brick by brick, I'm not going to forget where I came from. I had to learn the lessons and master myself to get to this level of success. It's this type of energy. If you ever think back of all the money that you fucked off, right? If you would have got all the blessings when you wanted them, with no lessons, with no financial literacy, you would have fucked off your blessings. You would have fucked off everything you worked so hard for up to this point. So sometimes we look at things like, oh damn, I'm going through it. But at the end of the day, you never know what your happy ending looks like. You you're probably a prophet. I am. I'm here just to channel the messages for y'all. And if you want to book a personal, let me know. Or I do live readings too, where I pull cards for you. You're right. Thank you. Hey. So good seeds are planted today and grow tomorrow. Exactly. You never know what seeds you're planting, what it'll turn out to be in the future. Okay, protects against despair and helps one be patient. And you confirmation. So it's just more so this energy of like a lot of despair in a person's life, whether it is self-inflicted, whereas like I'm in my own way and I have to gain a new perspective. If I'm in a poverty mindset, I'll attract more poverty versus financial stability, abundance, wealth, because that's the vibration that I'm on, right? It's that type of energy and or other people bringing despair to a person's life. And it's like being protected from the despair. And that ties back into when I was addressing the trolls, right? Everything happens for a reason where some people's lives, Some people are not happy to see other people be blessed because they're not being blessed, or because they want your blessings, or they feel like, damn, where's my blessings? But they don't know the seasons of patience, the seasons of without that a person, an individual went through to get to a certain level of what they built up to. It's this type of energy. People envy what they don't have. A person can have everything in their life and still envy the person with less because their soul can't be bought. You can't make this person go against what they stand for because they're stubborn, but in all the right ways. It's this type of energy. So somebody here went through this season of, okay, I have to master patience, because if I move off of impulse, I could move into something that's not for me, that was never destined for me. I moved into a lesson versus my blessing that was being sent to me. I got distracted and lost sight of my view. I lost focus and went the wrong way. Shit got foggy, or somebody here, it could be real foggy outside for somebody, or somebody, kids is whether this happened yet or this is to come. School's gonna get like a 2 hour delay, 1 hour delay because of fog. That could be somebody for like weather. That could be for somebody. So somebody here is in this energy of being patient and being protected, because at the end of the day, another miserable person is not going to want a person that is shining bright like the sun to be happy. But they didn't see the nights of patience. They didn't see the nights of depression, of crying, of not knowing what to do, of like, damn, this really compromises. I'm not going to do what compromises. How am I trying to word this? Because I'm getting a message, but it's the wording for me. I'm not going to go against what I stand for, my morals, my principles, and my values to get my wants met. I'm going to wait it out and walk in faith. And I'm going to see what the divine has for me versus me stepping out and trying to handle things on my own. Granted, without work, there's no reward. But somebody's been putting in the work and been having opportunities come, but they've been lessons in disguise, things sent in by dark entities, things sent in to distort your view of what your vision is and taint you in a way. Because I mean, it's that type of energy, but somebody didn't take the bait. You're not taking the bait because you have your own connection to what you believe in. That's why I feel like with churches and things like that, you don't need to go to church to have your own connection. You have people that go to church for years, but they don't have their own connection. They look for somebody else to give them their connection to what they believe in. And I feel like the most, granted, you can go get validation, you can go get clarity, but if you don't have your own connection to what you believe in, you're easily manipulated to believe into something and go against yourself and your morals and your principles and your values, because you think that's what you're supposed to believe in versus what your ancestors, your guides are trying to communicate to you. I live in a secluded country, club celebrities. Adele lives down the street for me, and I'm around the wealthy, but I've been down in my luck around the rich. What do I do? Don't compromise what you stand for, and know that what's exposed to you is something that's within you. So know that, granted, you've been down on your luck, but that's a temporary season. It's temporary. That does not mean you're going to stay there. And it's also showing you, do not become what you despise. Especially if you go around rich people or people that have more status than you, and they look down on you. They don't want to help you. Don't become that individual that you despise. I think people, even with celebrities, people overlook their morals because they look at the status of wealth and who a person is, and their accomplishments. But a lot of people don't know, when people stepped on people, how many backs they stepped on to get to the top of, or the level of success that they're at. You know? Okay. Hi, I'm just here giving a message. Um, so that's why it's not a good thing to be in competition with other people and what they got, because ain't no telling what these people did to get to this level of success. And that can go against everything you stand for. All morals, all principles, all values you stand for, you know? Healing capacity. Somebody has been healing. And with healing comes blessings. When you learn the lesson comes the blessing. I love this. So somebody here, or somebody's reaching different levels of healing they didn't even think they were capable of. When you think of yourself 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or whenever you started your healing journey, you probably would have never thought you got to this point or this level of cautiousness where you're unboxing different things that's broken within you and doing the healing work. Somebody didn't think they'll get to this point, but they have got to this point and much more. It's like putting yourself in a bubble and say, okay, I can only reach this capacity. I'm putting limitations on myself. And if I put limitation on myself, I don't know how far I'll make it. Whereas like somebody went outside that and was like, no, like I'm capable of more than I give myself credit for. Protection from weapons. Yeah, like I said, it's just this energy of somebody doing, somebody really not wanting to see another person make it because they don't like their life. They don't like how things are going for them. Safety in travels. And somebody here is very protected while they're traveling. And when I look at this card, right, four is for protection. It's four angels around the person, or four main ancestors that really protect the person and they blow the horn. Or I can also look at these cups that symbolizes blessings as well. It could be that energy as well. Like at the end of the day, you've been doing the work, and the cups could symbolize the divine trying to give you blessings. Divine pouring down on you with blessings. And it's that energy of don't get so caught up in what you don't got. You don't see the blessings that's in front of you and that you've been getting. Or don't get caught up of, yeah, what I just said. Or this could also symbolize angels around the person and calling judgment over a situation. This could also symbolize spiritual victories, spiritual battles, spiritual warfare won, and angels and ancestors aiding and assisting in the situation, deflecting evil. Somebody could when you think of deflection, it's more so a person put it off. Like, okay, I'm trying to hold you accountable, and you're putting it off on another individual, right? And it's like a person can try to deflect their evil traits onto another person. I was just talking about projection, but divine sees all. You can't deflect your ill intentions, ill will, ill things that you did onto another person because you want that to be another person's character. That's not how that works. At the end of the day, that's the moral compass you've stood for in whatever season you were going through. But it's like instead of causing more evil and deflecting the evil deeds that you're doing, why not go in and realize where these patterns are getting you? For somebody, that's for somebody, or for somebody that's in their energy. Thank you. Mental force. Somebody has been really battling some things mentally, whether this be intrusive thoughts, whether this be a person that think they're depressed and they're just suppressing a lot of shit. And suppression leads to depression. Divine power. I'm telling you, somebody gonna see the divine working through their life and coming into this level of success. It could be that energy protects against sorrows and illnesses. Somebody could have been sad or prone to sickness easier. Immune. Somebody could have a immune deficiency. I think that's what it's called. Whereas they get sick really easy, especially when exposed to the wrong things. Or this could just be a matter of when you don't make time for your health will make time for you. Somebody could be really being set down and learning more about health because they prioritize everything else but themselves. But this is not what I'm getting. It's just this energy of like healing your mental, but your angels aiding in you healing your mental. So if I'm anxious and I'm constantly anxious, I'm inviting in more anxious energy and scenarios to play out. Somebody's angels is helping a person heal their mind and protecting them from constant sadness, constant withdrawal, constant illness. Especially if a person's trying to inflict this on another person because of their own insecurities. Guards against mental troubles. Yeah, like I said, it's just this energy of like I've heard a saying that when a person's not busy, it's the devil's playground or something like that. But I think that in a sense, yes, some people can get into the wrong things, but I also believe that sometimes you need them seasons of sitting down with yourself so that you can unbox the lessons and get to where you need to go. And that's that level up, that's that lesson of patience as well. So somebody here, somebody's ancestors really been guarding their mental health. Or this could just be a person genuinely putting in the work, doing the healing work, healing their mental, and then the things around them is not growing, so they're trying to pull this person back down to their level. And that means they're trying to unpack mental healing work that an individual did to get to a certain frequency. All right, thank you. Truth and justice. Didn't I say somebody's angels came down on somebody's angels called adjustment over a adjustment. Somebody was making adjustments to something. Pick up your feelings. Yeah, somebody's angels came down to help a person. Protection from enemies and who was steals one's fortune. It's like somebody ancestors caught catching people red-headed. You off with your head. You know how the angel is like carrying the head, and it's like this angel got their wings, but this angel, once you take the head, the vessel's gone. The body follows because the mental, the spiritual is gone, so the body's going to follow. It's this type of energy. If somebody really thought that a person could sit back, do the hidden work, then they could turn around, attack this person's mental, and run off with their fortune. This is what a person thought, that if they call a person, they keep a person down in their head, um, mental turmoil, depression, anxiety, fear, shame, the lower frequencies, that they could run off with somebody's fortune with no work. And no work, no reward. This is what somebody thought. But they didn't realize that when it rained on you and it poured on you, it gave you the water you needed to sprout, to come into these blessings. That's what they missed. Flowers are made in the dirt, they're made in the soil, but they need water to grow. So sometimes the tears that you're crying, you don't even realize you're doing the healing work to get to this point of success, to get to this point of, okay, you know what, I felt it. Now it's time for me to heal what I'm going through so I can get through it, not over it. Somebody didn't realize that you in mental, when your back's up against the wall, you reflect. When your back up against the wall, you do a lot of healing work. When your back up against the wall, you're not looking at another person's plate of what you could take off their plate. And this just goes the difference. That's the difference between coyotes and, like, when you think of a rabbit's going to go out in the field and they're going to eat their grass and they don't really bother other rabbits. But when you think of a coyote, they're all praying for their next meal. They are. They often travel in packs. Somebody here, even though when your back up was against the wall, you weren't planning wicked things and wicked deeds that you could do to another individual to gain. But these people were looking at your plate, even though you had less on your plate, and was figuring out how they can take off of your plate of wealth. Or trying to figure out how they can take your plate of wealth while you sit back and do the work, and they try to run off with your success, run off with your fortune, run off with the things that's supposed to be multiplying, that you're supposed to be multiplying. But they didn't realize that law of attraction is so many different laws of attraction. So somebody got caught red-handed with blood on their hands trying to run off with somebody else's success while they sit back and do the work. They thought if they keep you down, they can run off and wear your energy and wear your blessings. But that's not how that works. And divine sees all. And that's why I was saying these cups could symbolize somebody's angels coming down. Y'all see these cups? Somebody's angels came down and is helping a person and protecting their fortune and protecting the things that's for them and the work that they've been doing because they deserve this reward. That's why I said some people don't see the nights where a person's in lack, crying, sadness, grieving, and to intentionally try to inflict mental illness on the individual that's actively pulling themselves up out of a dark place. It's a different type of low. But it also is a reflection of how miserable that person is. And that has nothing to do with this other individual. So somebody here, your fortune, you're coming into your fortune. It's very protected. What's yours can be stolen. And you've went through many delays because of somebody else. Presence presents. But somebody, no, they couldn't. It's not just for a person to come in and try to take somebody else's blessings and they're actively doing the work. That's not justice at all. It's like when you think of like a person that do there are some people that go out and seek revenge spells on people and they were wrong in the situation but they lacked accountability and they don't see that they're wrong. So then that revenge trickled back to them because they were initially wrong. It's that type of energy. How are you seeking revenge but you avoid accountability? So then when you go out seeking spiritual justice in different situations or trying to get revenge yourself, which we're not supposed to do, it's like it comes back down on that person because they were wrong in the situation to begin with. We're not supposed to balance the scales anyway. We let our ancestors, we let what we believe in balance the scales. Because whatever intent I match is the intent I'm going to be met with by the universe. Inner and outer work, like I said, somebody's been actively doing the work and it shows. Helps one keep their job. Somebody has been going through like hardships when it comes to a job or a business venture and somebody's ancestors is protecting somebody's fortune. Or somebody's been struggling to get a job. Protects against disasters. And like I said, it's just this energy of it's one thing to go through life, reap your karma, learn your lessons. And then it's another thing to go through life, reap your karma, learn your lessons, and then have a person trying to inflict karma on you. It's another thing for a person trying to create man-made disasters in a person's life because of their own judgment, own feelings, because of how they feel about themselves or how they perceive the world from a broken lens. It's another thing. Okay, let me see something. Change my deck. Thank you, Spirit. I love how you broke this down. I love how you delivered this message today. Thank you. Because somebody's mind be moving so fast, they don't even be knowing what they're trying to say. That could be for somebody. Or they know what they want to say, but they can't get out what they're trying to say. You put this up here so I can see what music is playing, because y'all, I can't even see it. Or somebody didn't see something. Confirmation, they didn't see something, but now they do. Or they I don't know, it's just that energy of making assumptions and then you don't see the blessing that's hidden in front of you in plain sight. Alrighty, let's see what else. What's blocking you? Thank you, Divine, for double clarifying. Lift me up, hold me close. Black Panther energy. Somebody's an activist or was an activist once upon a time in their life. Or somebody likes to get into this activist energy. Somebody really likes to be in this energy of standing up for what's right. And that's another thing. How a person cannot keep a person like that down. If a person actively fights for what they believe is right, and the person don't check their credentials, you can't put this person back up against a wall and think that they're going to tuck their head down. They fight for what they believe is right. or somebody's coming into a different caliber of love, where instead of being in love and being pulled down, you're going to experience what love looks like when it lifts you up. You guys lift each other up. You guys both add value to each other's life. You both support each other. You're not placing judgment on each other. You're not misguiding each other. You both realize each other's worth that's in the room. It's not this energy of a person trying to pull the person down out of what they're worth or breadcrumb them of their worth. It's not that energy. Okay, what else? What does the collective need to work on when it comes to love? What's blocking them when it comes to love? So yeah, I mean, it's just a different paradigm. Like I said, it's like a paradigm clashing. Or coming out of the X paradigm and going into that Y paradigm. Realizing my X paradigm was for me to learn a lot of lessons, for me to sit in darkness, for me to face many truths about myself in other people, because accountability is a big thing in your healing journey. To get to this point of my Y paradigm, success, blessings, and gifts. Unboxing more of my gifts, the hidden God. I'm telling you, something was hidden. Somebody's gifts was hidden, but that was for their protection, confirmation. So a lot of people could have overlooked the individual, because when you think of like a chosen energy, majority of the times, what is it called? Chosen ones go through things, right? And the person will overlook the chosen one because they're going through things and think that they're not chosen. And it's like somebody was a hidden goddess in front of other people. But it was a test of their character. They didn't really have a problem with how this individual was going to handle the situation, because they operate out of righteousness, justice, truth, accountability, clarity, peace. It was more so a test of the other people's characters, because they did ill will to other people as well. So something was hidden from somebody. This is funny. Okay. Thank you, Divine. Retreating. Lost, not love, and unsocial. Somebody here, you just like isolation so damn much, you don't really go out to meet new people. Or it could be gained through personal experience too. Or somebody just rather, just be by themselves versus, I'm not seeking a companion. I don't really care for that aspect of my life right now. Shit, I barely like socializing with people as it is. But that's how somebody's blocking themselves from love, because if your love ain't gonna literally show up at your doorstep. And I'm not saying go out chasing and looking for it. Let things flow naturally, but you gotta get on the scene. I can love you like that. And somebody here confuses lust with love. It's this energy of hopping in bed with a person quick that you overlook a lot of red flags. 4747 angel number. Because you're caught up in lust. And lust is not love. And once the lust is gone, or the sexual attraction, or the person's heart holding back sex from an individual, or it's just not appeasing to a person anymore. Somebody wants something more to feed their soul. Somebody can shop at Target. Once it's not nourishing your soul and pouring into your soul, it's like it's not. It's a clash there. It's a clash of morals and principles, because that person could still be caught up in lust, but you want more of what's going to feed your soul than feed your physical vessel. Passion isn't the same as lasting love. Don't get sucked in just by good sex. Yeah, somebody, if the sex is good enough, they'll think it's love. But they'll overlook a genuine soul connection for lust. Or if a person that's genuine with them is less experienced than the person that's more experienced, but it's just love, they'll go to what makes their physical vessel feel good versus their spiritual vessel, what's nourishing their spiritual vessel. And they completely overlook, like, damn, you may be inexperienced in this department when it comes to certain things, or you may not last as long when it comes to certain things, but that does not mean we're not going to get to that point. And that does not mean there's not other ways to appease you. But a person rather go for the good night instead of long life success and setting somebody up. Somebody, yeah, in somebody's energy and retreating. Your fear of being hurt has made you retreat. It's time to get out and try again. Then I say it's basically, I knew unsocial and retreat tied in together. Somebody, it's just experience, like, or somebody, when you go out in the world, you take a risk with everything that you do. You do. If you drive a vehicle, you take a risk. If you have kids, you take a risk. Anything you do in this world is a risk. So it's just this energy of, do you feel like love is worth the risk? Love is living on value energy. Life is love in full effect. So somebody here is just more so fearful of being hurt or being betrayed. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you think of your love life, have you been betrayed in the ways that you didn't expect to be betrayed or didn't even imagine? And did you make it through it? So you already went through the worst when it comes to love. So what's really stopping you? It's just lack of healing when it comes to it. And it's the perception. So somebody don't feel like something's worth the risk, or they don't even feel like really moving their feet when it comes to it because of their perception of what happened with love. But you already went through the worst when it came to love. You can't hurt somebody constantly in the same way of something they've already healed. It's like a person, you got two different people when they get cheated on. One person, they start to, that's how you get them people that say, you know what, he's going to go or she's going to go out and cheat anyway, so you might as well just find the person and just tolerate it. Then you got that other person that it actually builds up their self-worth. Like, you know what, I'm not going to keep accepting cheating. I know I didn't stand for it. So that's why some people use them intentionally use them tactics to chip away at a person's worth and their boundaries and the principles and what they stand for. And after some time, a person will be sitting around dealing with some shit that compromises their morals for love. Because the perception of, I mean, they're going to go out and cheat anyway, so I mean, they might as well just accept it. And nobody's faithful, but it's your perception. Then you got them people that's like, fuck that, I'd rather be alone. I don't really care to socialize with people. I've been seeing some shades of people that I didn't even think existed. Somebody got that perception of you can love me, but you could also betray me at the same time and say you betrayed me because you loved me. That's somebody's perception. It is a shadow view of love. Somebody buys stuff in bundles and saves a lot of money because that's what this ad is. What is that? Bob's Discount Furniture, or somebody's getting furniture in their home. Actually, it's nicotine. It's fake. But yeah, I mean, that's what you could say. Yeah, lust. Oh, 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 oh. Playing games. Somebody feel like they gotta play with people in order to keep people interested with them. And somebody is a hopeless romantic here, where they feel like there's nobody good out there for them. Oh my goodness, like this. What is up with people projecting drug addiction? It's absolutely sad and sickening. It is. I don't do drugs. It messes with a person's level of consciousness, and I never did no drug like that a day in my life. It's sickening. It is. I don't even play like that. I don't play about that because I then lost somebody due to overdosing. I don't play like that. I don't. And you know what? Maybe divine is trying to see how I handle the situation and if I'm gonna be triggered in it to see if I've been really doing my healing work. But I don't even play like that. Like, that's not something you play with. And then when that storm hits you or hits somebody near you, it's not something you'll play about either. It's sickening. It is. I really hope you heal. That's all I got to say for you, Nick. Okay, anyways, like I was talking about, you don't need to play games to keep the right one interested in you. Somebody feel like they got to take a person through trials and tribulations and tests to see if they're the one. Are you going to stick around even when I'm abusing you and mind fucking you? Are you going to stick around? That's what somebody feel like when it comes to love. To see if a person really is riding for them. Why do I have to fall to be in love? Fall in love? Look at the words of what you're saying. I got to fall in order to be in love with you. I want to rise in love. Let's build each other up. Let's lift each other up. Not bring each other down and pull each other down and play games on people. Womp womp go up. There ain't no games, 10 toes down. I'm weak. I really hope you hear. I do. I really do. And, be careful with what you make fun of or cast out. Because when that stone went back on your doorstep, I hope you got the same energy of that wump, grow up. It seems like you the one that needs to do the growing up, love. Because what you're doing is childish, it's kid energy. It's high school energy where you go to high school, they start rumors, and it's not based off factual information at all. Got no proof to back it, but they just cast it out. So if anybody needs to grow up, I really hope you grow up mentally first. And I'm going to continue to grow and hold myself accountable when it comes to a lot of different things. But I will not take accountability for something that is not me. I really hope you heal. And I'm done addressing that, okay? Or somebody needs to address the elephant in the room when it comes to particular people or particular situation. So like I said, somebody really think that they got to play a lot of games on an individual to keep them interested in them. Whether that's mind fuckery. Are you ready for me? Are you going to fight for my love? The right love is not going to have you fighting for their love. No, good ones. There is someone out there for you. Don't let this false belief make you miss out. Like I said, it's somebody's experience too. Somebody feel like love is just too risky. They retreat and they got more peace when it comes to being alone, that they really don't want to go out and socialize with people. Somebody could be this antisocial energy, hermit card energy. That could be somebody. Hermit card. Like I prefer isolation. Yeah, I go out, I socialize with people, but I like keeping to myself for the most part. It's this energy of like you could go to a crowded event and still find yourself isolating and being alone. Like when you go to a cookout, everybody gathered, everybody dancing, everybody together, but this one person is at this table isolating itself. Like, damn, I didn't even really want to come out today. That's somebody's energy. You feel like it's not worth the risk, but opening your heart is a risk worth taking. Like I said, everything you do in life is a risk. Everything. You drive a vehicle, that's a risk. Why do they think? Why do you think they make you get insurance on your vehicle? Because there's a risk thereof. You go to a job, there's a risk. Whether you're serving, you could slip. Not not saying you could slip, but a person that serves could slip. A person that works in a factory is messing with heavy equipment. There's a risk. But I guess it's like love. It's just a broken perception. You see how you ignore trolling and keep trolling. I'm ignoring you. I'm not even reading your comments because I said I was done entertaining it and I'm gonna stand on it. I'm not even. Okay, I see something. It's funny. Okay, there we go. All right, Divine. What is going on with the collective? So somebody here just needs to realize that you exist and you're a good person and you love pure. It's out there. You just have to learn lessons to get there to appreciate what you got and not let it go when you got it. Somebody needs to stop mind fucking people. Because now you being trauma bonded to a person versus actual love. And you're intentionally trauma bonding people to you by playing games for somebody. Somebody could win through this here. Alright. What is the collective economy? Okay, okay, okay. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Ain't no fashion parade. Okay, a female. I could be talking to a divine feminine. It's not in reverse. A divine feminine is coming into this energy of status or actually stepping into their full power. Or this could be a masculine that tapped into their feminine side. Their feminine energy. We have to embody the masculine and the feminine. to balance ourselves out. I gotta have the logic, but I gotta also know when to use emotional. I know I have to know when to use my emotions in a situation and when to use logic in a situation. I gotta know when to have authority in a situation and when to be empathetic in a situation. Somebody here is building a community, or you're gonna start seeing the community come together to help you create some, accomplish some type of milestone. And somebody's really for the culture, really about culture, or diving into their culture. I am seeing here somebody has some choices to make, or you're gonna have so many opportunities that you're gonna have to make a choice when it comes to these opportunities. A lot of decisions coming in for an individual, or a person's making a lot of decisions. And like I said, this could also be like a person building their community and making the choice of who they allow to help them in building, help and aid them in building their community. It could be that as well. Again, teamwork make the dream work, granted. But I don't want to have the wrong team backing me that it crumbles. That's for somebody. Somebody is gonna send somebody a message, or somebody you're gonna get a message, a masculine. It's gonna try to reach out to a feminine, a divine feminine. Somebody's gonna get some type of message or some type of news. This could be family, friend, lover, take it how it resonates. Somebody's gonna try to reach out to somebody and communicate with somebody to fulfill some type of promise. And that could be a choice that or a decision a person has to make up as well. Like, okay, how am I gonna receive this message? Am I even open to this message that I'm gonna be receiving? All right, message spirit. What is this message? Wow. The message could be that somebody or a masculine has reached this point in life where they worry. Somebody looks at somebody, love don't change. Somebody looks at somebody like they're the antidote to the problems that they're going through, but they don't realize that they're their own antidote. Granted, this person can aid and assist and help you, but you have to do the work. And it's this energy of a person reaching this point in their life where they're going through, somebody like bounces their legs or shake their leg, or when they get nervous, they do that. Um, it's this energy of a person has reached a point of where they feel like they're at their weakest point in life, and it's leaving them very vulnerable. And they could be insecure about the position they're in or where they come to at with life. They've been worrying a lot about whether that's their circumstances, their insecurities, or their weaknesses. They're not realizing their weaknesses are being pulled out for them to strengthen where they're weak at. Because you can't be attacked where you're weak at if you actually do the work of what you're weak on. Somebody do feel like they've been going through a lot of conflict, a lot of opposition, and a lot of drama, or just that could also be playing on the person worry because of conflict around them, drama around them, opposition around them, where you worry about different scenarios, um, and you actually feel like you're at your weakness. You reach this point of how much am I going to continue to operate in the same patterns, or am I going to use this as a catalyst to grow, to transition, to change? So somebody's actually trying to make movement towards a person because this is pushing a person to change and transition, but a person feel like they don't have the answers to do so. They don't have the answers to reach that frequency, to reach that level of change. Because you have my heart, don't break it. So somebody's going to try to come in and give somebody a cup of love, but they are at their weak point in life and insecurity. And like, that could be a risk too. Building somebody up when they're broken, because you never know what they'll do when they're up. And I'm not saying that in terms of like control. I'm saying like sometimes in love we invest in people, and you invest and you pour everything you got, and then you feel betrayed when that person just used you. I mean, not even used you. You were there to catalyst, hope them to grow, and then they go off and how am I trying to put that? They go off and live this lifestyle of what you tried to build up in this person. They go live it with somebody else. That's a risk that you take with this type of individual. So it's not about control, because some people intentionally seek out broken men and or women to control them. This is not that energy. It's just this energy of, is this worth the risk? And how did you treat this person when they were in this season? And now that you're in this season, this could be that. Were you a part of the problem, or were you a part of the solution? Okay. All right. What would you advise them to do? Oh, my beautiful baby. Set boundaries with a person and show up as authoritative. Somebody's in solitude. Your ancestors are telling you not to take action on this. Don't take action on this. I think it's just this energy of a person, like I said, a person needs to realize that they got the tools within themselves. Somebody's so used to like leaning on other people that they gotta realize their own strength. So somebody's ancestors like, do not take actions on this when this arrives. I wouldn't even give it energy, not a lot of energy, because like I said, it's just this energy of like, in order for us to grow, we have to identify the tower moments that we bring upon ourselves in our own self-sabotaging ways. And if I coddle you, you'll never grow. So somebody ancestors is like, no, this person needs to do the work. You want this person to come in on a different frequency, different vibration, but you don't want to be caught up in the cycle of trying to build and build a person up. You could help them from afar. You can give them the tools, but they have to do the work. You cannot do the work for this person. When it hurts, will you still love me? When it hurts, will you still be? Somebody just got their tires fixed. Or somebody can get some new tires, or somebody needs to switch their tires when it comes to like rims, or switch their tires because the winter's coming up and their tires are not good on ice. That could be for somebody. So yeah, somebody feel like they want you to love them when it hurts. And it's like, granted, this person's willing to love you when it hurts, but I mean, at the end of the day, you could be contributing to another person's hurt because you're not healing your own hurt. Because love is not supposed to, you go through hardships in love, but it's not supposed to mainly hurt. That's not the emotion you're supposed to stay entrapped in. When you love a person, when you love a person, you love them enough to let them go. All right. What else about this situation? Yeah, somebody's really spiritual. Like I said, somebody looks at somebody like a tree of life. Somebody brings life to people. It's that butterfly energy in a tree. When you see a butterfly in a tree, whether it's white, it sticks out, it stands out. Because the tree has the broad colors, brown, green, depending on what type of tree, but the butterfly adds that bedazzle to the tree, adds that light to the tree. And somebody's really spiritual, and they're growing, and they're very wise, and somebody views somebody as this. Somebody views somebody like, yeah, the sun. I got it before I even like pulled the card. Somebody views somebody like, if I'm in doubt, if I'm in confusion, they'll be the sun in my doubt. They'll be the happiness in my storm. You be the sunshine to my rain. And I could build a lot of success with this person. But it's just more so with this energy of like, this person to come in with a lot of secrets in, or they already have a lot of secrets they ain't told you the truth about. And they'll come in this deceptive energy, because a part of deception is not telling the person the full truth, or not telling them information at all. You're deceiving this person because you're afraid to lose some type of benefit, or of how a person will react, or if a person will leave your life if they figure out who you are, or the secrets that you've kept, the secrets that you've been keeping. Somebody do view somebody like that, but I'm saying like, somebody views somebody like they have a lot of ambition. a lot of desire to do a lot of things, or they desire match their ambition, because you're putting in the work to get to where you desire to be. Somebody's really happy, really fortunate, really abundant energy, really warm, and you have this homey feeling. But it's this energy of like, even though a person's in chaos, and it's like two separate energies, two separate vibrations. Even when you're in chaos and confusion, you know how to be your own sun. And that's what this person needs to get to terms with, being their own sun, instead of siphoning other people's energy to be their sun. In a situation, to be their own happiness in a situation. Because any relationship you get in, if I'm not happy internally with myself, I'm not going to really kindle a lot of joy there. Because I'm not happy with myself. And sometimes the happy person could trigger the unhappy person. You could trigger this person's demons they never healed. And that'll also not kindle joy. Because they have not healed thereof. Okay, thank you, Divine. Thank you for that clarity there. Okay, so I mean, it's just that energy for real. It is. It's my love, Cardi B. Hello, it's me. I don't pay attention to her. I used to love it. I used to love Cardi B. Yeah, walking in sight, not faith. Because somebody walks with their physical eyes, physical pleasure, physical needs, physical wants, physical desires, that they lose sight of faith when it comes to making decisions for their life. Sometimes when you walk in faith, some decisions you make are not going to make sense to other people, but it's going to make sense to you because it's your faith. It's your message that you got, not other people's. So somebody needs to learn to decipher between the two. Sight can fool you. Don't always walk with just your eyes, especially if the third eye not tapped in, because your eyes can fool you. That's why they say looks can be deceiving. So it may seem one way, but it may be a whole nother way. So somebody's perception could be changing, or somebody's still in this energy and they need to go through a perceptional change. And you know what this also could be? They look at somebody like wealth, a bag, fumble the bag, and their perception is based off of, okay, well, if I invest here, then I can generate a lot of wealth and success. But it's this energy of, if I'm walking in sight and not faith, once faith or things fall, they'll go to the next best option that seems like they got a sun in their sky and they're wealthy. Or they can build wealth. I see your potential. It's a double-edged sword when it comes to that. Alright, karmic justice, divine karmic justice. Somebody got a house on the hill, you got triangulation. No, collective do not need this in their life, y'all. Somebody has got to the point where they cool on the triangulation. Somebody here that went through identity theft, is somebody you worked for. If you helped a friend, family member, they stole your identity. Somebody you helped with their business, you have to put your social down. So I mean, it's just this energy of like, did not say when another option. I do not need the cards, y'all. So too. It's okay, beautiful. Are you okay? Your mom come. I'm coming, beautiful. I'm gonna close out with this last card. I'm coming, mama, baby. Like I said, it's this energy of a person putting a person in. Hi, beautiful. You want mommy to get you? Okay. Let me close out this card and then I'm gonna come get you. Don't come too close to the edge. Yeah. You wanna play that? Ooh! Oh, mama, baby. Hi. Okay. Last message, y'all. Let me hurry up and close this out. A person to be putting somebody in triangulation, like I said, it's just this option. It's this energy of when another option presents itself, a person to go to the next best thing. Or they already have another lover and they're trying to try and they cheat with somebody else. Alright, y'all. I love you. Spiritual gang. Love. Namaste. My daughter want me to get her. And I'm about this bitch. I'm about this bitch. Okay. I am out, y'all. I love y'all so much. I pull back all my energy and my power and I return yours back to you. For any personal bookings, my information will be in the description. I'm about to go. My information will be in the description box. I am out and I love you guys. I say,